Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm going to be talking about my Nilight strobes on the back of my truck. I'll explain kind of why I got them, how I use them, how easy they are to set up, how easy it is to install them. I'm going to kind of talk about the features and the cost. I'm going to give you all the info you may need if you're trying to decide on something to keep you safe in inclement weather, in dusty conditions, that kind of thing. This may be a good setup for you. So if you want to learn more about the Nilight strobes, stay tuned. All right, so as I mentioned in the intro, these are the Nilight strobes. They have these in a few different variations, a few different lengths. So I'm going to put links below in the description to this light bar specifically that I got, and then a couple of the other variations that they've got as well. But most of them share the same characteristics. So I'm going to kind of show you again how I installed it. I'm going to tell you how I wired it, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more about the features, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I plan to use them for. So let's start with mounting. Luckily for me, my bed rack is extrusion based, so as you can see, I've got channel in here. So what I did was I just used my stock hardware and a couple washers, and I basically just attached it to the rack underneath of there like that. Now this does actually come with suction cups as well, so if you're using this in like an SUV or a van, you could use the suction cups to mount it within the inside of the vehicle to the back window. Now the cool thing too is that these adjust, so you can slide these where you need them and then just tighten down that screw. So once you get them mounted the way that you want and angled the way that you want, then you can just tighten down those screws on each of those brackets, and then it will hold its shape and its location. So again, that's how I mounted mine, hooked it right up to the extrusion there, got these all situated so that it's straight, and then it just sort of lives below my bar and below my rooftop tent, which kind of keeps it protected from weather too, but it is water resistant. So it should be fine inside or outside of a vehicle, but again, check out the full description in the link below to get all the specifics to see if it'll work for your application. All right, so as far as wiring the light bar goes, I actually ran my wiring back to the back of my bed. Back there's that black crate. I actually have a dual battery setup, so there's a battery in there and I have it wired directly into that. And then the way I turn it on is I actually have this Red Arc power management system up here where I can sort of select from different options to turn things on and off. And I have my strobe lights right there marked as strobe lights, and when I hit that button, boom, they come on. Now, one thing to note is if you're not using some sort of a controller like this to turn your lights on and off, then they do come stock with a power plug. So the stock plug that these things come with is actually like a switcher button. So you can click it multiple times and you can do different ways that it will flicker. So you can change the pattern of the lights. You can make it go, straight across. You can make it alternate yellow and white, which is kind of what I've done. So you actually have, I don't know how many options, but maybe 7 or 8 different options for how the lights will flicker. So if you just leave it alone, you could literally just wire it to 12-volt power and then use that switch to turn it on and to change the configuration of how the lights are going to flicker. Now in my case, I picked the configuration that I wanted, and then I snipped that control button off the end of it, and it holds that configuration, it remembered it. So then once I wired it in, I basically did, if I recall correctly, the negative wire, I wired to negative, and then there are 2 other wires. That's how it controls it. There's a power, and then there's the switcher that controls how the lights flicker. I wired both of those to positive. So you'll wire your one negative. If you're doing it this way and you're not using the OEM button that it comes with, you'll wire the negative button, which again will be like a typical black wire, to the negative on your controller, and then you'll wire the other 2 together into your positive, and then that's how you can turn it on and off. So but you may be asking yourself, why do I need this, right? Why would I use this? When would I use this? That kind of thing. The reason that I picked this up is I'm from the Midwest. Sometimes in the summer especially, it will get pretty dusty. And when it gets dusty, it gets really difficult to see a vehicle in front of you. I do a lot of overlanding and camping. So when I'm on a trail, I'm usually with other people in sort of a convoy. Today, I'm in Wyoming. I actually just got off the trail after a full day of hitting some pretty dusty, dry trails. And there were a couple times where it was so dusty that it was really difficult to see the vehicle in front of me. And vice versa, there was a vehicle behind me. So to make it a little bit safer, to make it easier for them to see me, I'll just flip my button. Then it becomes much easier to see the vehicle in front of you. Another reason to use this would be, I had an instance where in my old truck, it actually broke down on the side of the road, and I had a buddy with me, and he had a bar similar to this. He flicked that thing on, pulled in behind me, and it just gave traffic an advanced warning, right? So that they knew that something was going on and that they should pull over and watch out because there's something happening on the side of the road. So again, just kind of a nice safety feature. You may not use it that often. I honestly only use it on bigger trips, things like that, when it's pouring down rain, when it's super foggy, or when it's really dusty. But if you do a lot of overlanding in groups, if you do a lot of convoys and go camping, things like that, something like this can be kind of a lifesaver. So I really like it. I use it whenever I can, whenever I get a chance to, and when I do use it, I'm really happy that I've got it. As far as cost and stuff goes, again, there are links in the description. They have different dimensions, different lengths of these things, and they all cost a little bit different. I believe this was about $40 or $50, so check that link down below to go and check out the price. Sometimes they're on sale, so you may be able to get a good deal on one. So again, for a couple bucks, it's definitely worth the peace of mind to know that you've got something to help people behind you see you a little bit better, also to protect you if you would have to pull off the side of the road for any reason to change a tire or do anything like that. All right, guys, so that will do it for the features and benefits and use cases for the Nilight strobe bar. Again, I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that gave you some good information if you're looking for something like this, or if you were just curious about, some safety features that you could use when overlanding. So if it was, click that like button. In the description down below will be links to all my social channels, so go check that out. I'd love to have you in the conversation wherever you'd like to join it. Also in the description below will be links to my Patreon page, where we've got a Discord 24/7 where we all kind of chat about our rigs and stuff. So if you want to join that, that'd be awesome as well. And then last but not least, the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group. Totally free to join. Tons of awesome people in it. So if you're looking for a group where you won't get bullied or picked on, that would be a good one for you. But again, I hope that was helpful, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.